Hello everyone, I'm Darth Loquater. Welcome to the channel. If you're looking for account building advice or just looking to get better at Grand Arena, this video is made for you. Today we're going to go through the account of Nox Eternal, the Sith Eternal, 2.9 million galactic power. We're going to check out what he's got going on over here in his account. We can see that he is rank 44 in Arena, rank number 4 in ships. He's got kind of a mixed arena team there. Division 4, if we look at his stats, his division between galactic power and ships, he's got quite a lot of ships. We'll see why here in a second. Let's check out his ships. You can see relic Geo ships, all 3 of them. Anakin is relic, but his ship's only 2 stars. We got the Imperial TIE Fighter with a relic TIE Fighter pilot. The Executrix is built out nicely. We got Houndstooth. We got the Imperial TIE Bomber pilotless ship. Looks like we've got the Chimera also built out. Yep. We've got the Extinction Bomber up there with relic character but 2 stars. Vader's relic out with 7 stars. And we've got Han's Millennium Falcon down here at 5 stars. And not very big rebels in that ship. But he has started working on the Y-Wing there as well. Over here in characters, Relic 8 on that Vader. Alright. Lots of colorful mods here. Potency, crit chance, speed as you would expect. Let's take a look at his overall stats. 253 speed, that's good. Crit damage, potency 83, that's good. Damage almost 8,000. Critical chance almost 100. Wow, that's a pretty sweet Vader. That's going to be hitting real hard. All right. Good job, man. Let's take a look at this Bosk. See what we got over here. Potency, I guess that's for landing the net. Offense, he could probably do with a little more protection. That's okay. Decent speed, 276. Let's see, we got, let's just arrange by speed here, see what kind of speed we're looking at in the Nox Eternal account. Okay, Thrawn's his fastest character at 293. For an account that's around 3 million galactic power, we'd be looking for at least a few characters to be over. Yeah, it's only 11 speed on this mod. Yeah, we're looking for at least a few characters to be over 300 speed by the time we get to this level. Yeah, it's another 11 speed mod. So he's got some really good speed on most of the mods, but he's got 2 of them that could definitely be improved there. So I think he's got quite a few fast mods. He just doesn't have them all on the same character. So let's take a look at this Stark 271. Again, we would love for Stark to be over 300, 303, 305, something like that is good. Then you get the 20 speed from the Veers lead, and you're going ahead of most everybody. We got Admiral Piet up here. He's not even relic yet, but his speed's pretty good. Okay, lots of relic 7s. So Nox Eternal believes that anything worth doing is worth doing all the way. So a lot of these characters all the way to 7. That's great. I like to see that. Let's take a look at these Geos. Yeah, I didn't see Poggle, so Poggle hasn't been relic yet. Maybe that's a project for the future. And for anybody who doesn't like Geos, let me tell you who does like Geos. Guild leaders. Guild leaders like Geos. Whatever guild he's in, man, when the Geo territory battle is up, they're loving him. Ahsoka's got 3 out of 6. She's on her way to relic. Kenobi's got a couple pieces. We got Grandmaster Yoda here coming up. There's a Zeta on the leadership, which is unusual. Typically you want that Zeta on the meditation. So we drop off pretty quick here. We go from relics straight down into the gear 10 and 11 characters without much of a bridge in between. Grievous is there at 7 stars. He's coming along. Barasoff, he has the Zeta on her already, so we got some characters in here coming along. Snowtroopers. There's Director Krennic. He's coming along. It looks like Krennic and Piet are the only things that he has left to do for the Sith Eternal Emperor. Looks like everything else is ready to go. Just those last two characters coming along. All right. So there we go. There's a... Yeah, we need that Zeta on Veers as well. If we're going to have an Imperial Trooper team, we need to get Veers Zated. Okay, so there we go. There's a look at the account. Snoop around, see what you got there. Let's see what advice we might have for Nox Eternal. And for anybody who hasn't seen these videos, remember, the concept for advice is that Grand Arena and fleet placement are the main priorities. Don't have to worry too much about fleet placement. He's doing fine there. For Grand Arena, we're looking for at least one big defensive team and one big offensive team. At Division 4, we're probably looking for at least two of each. And then a good base of teams for placement and cleanup. And then if we have some ideas for 6-character teams that could take a 5-man team to a 6-man team for 3v3 Grand Arenas, we'll throw that in there too. The idea is to work with what's already in the account, not come up with a bunch of crazy stuff that he has to start over with. And for sure, some of what I say is going to be what's already in progress. So what's going well? Relic 8 Vader. Really strong fleets. I think, you know, the strength that you have in fleets because of all those relic pilots, that's really great in the division that you're in. So I feel like you can definitely leverage that to your advantage in Grand Arena. 2 steps away from Sith Eternal Emperor, so congratulations. That should be coming up soon, and that's good. I like this Relic 7 or bust kind of mentality, you know, go straight to the top or not at all. So, yeah, it's okay to have some Relic 3 and Relic 5 characters, and there's a few of the ones that aren't quite as good that he did leave at Relic 3 and Relic 5. But there's a lot that he's taken all the way to Relic 7, so that's good. You know, if you're going to invest, take it as far as it'll go, right? I noticed there was also a lot of unlocks in the account, characters that are unlocked that are still at level 1. That's good for anybody who doesn't know. You don't want to level those characters up and start putting gear on them. It just inflates your galactic power for characters that aren't going to be helping you. So leaving them at level 1 like that, smart thing to do. All right, opportunities. I don't see how you've structured any teams around your the bloat that you get from C. So I don't see a good Sith team. Of course, Vader and Palpatine and whatever, but for Malak and for Maul and Sidious, they need some help. You know, they're good characters, good enough, and especially at as high relic as you've got them, you got to find a way to take advantage of that. I think for your account in general, for being at 3 million galactic power, I would expect to see a lot more speed subs that are up in the 16, 18, 21, whatever you can get. So more of those high double-digit subs on speed. And then I think the main opportunity for this account, you've got some big teams for defense and some big teams for offense. I think what you need now is more stuff in the middle, because I think either when placing defenses or going through with your offense, it feels to me like you're going to run out of teams real quick. So Nox did send me some information and asked specifically, like, after C is completed and we've got that done, what's kind of the next project or what direction. And in the end, it's going to be a bunch of little bits of advice, because I think after Sith Eternal, the account really needs to be consolidated with teams that are going to take advantage of the relic characters that you had to build for the Emperor. You need to harden your mods, and by that I mean you need to get some good mods with speed subs, and you need to take some of the good mods that you already have with decent speed subs that are blue or green, and invest in those and start slicing those up to see if you can get those to have better speed. And I think that's something that's going to take you, it's a period of like 4 months or so that you've got to work on mods and work on team consolidation at least. That's my thoughts. And you got to remember, as you get that Sith Eternal Emperor, it's going to take your galactic power from 2.9 pretty quickly past 3 million, and you'll find yourself very quickly going up in galactic power as you do some of the team consolidation. And just remember that by the time you get to 3.8, you're up in Division 2, and that'll mean that you need 4 fleets. So you've got to develop some more ships, or at least one more capital ship and some more ships somewhere. All right. So in talking about optimizing the bloat, I really want to hear everybody's comments. So if you watch this video and you look at my ideas, I want you to comment down below whether you think it's good, bad, whether you've got a much better idea for making use of these characters. Let me know. And, I'll be putting together a video in the future of how I think we can build galactic legends without a whole bunch of extra galactic power and relic characters that we can't use, by trying to find teams like this where we can use them. So you're going to have the 3 officers. Put the Zeta on that Veers and work with Stark. I would make Stark the fastest character on your entire roster. I know that you want Thrawn fast, but you have such an opportunity with these relic troopers. And I'm telling you right now, the troopers don't all have to be relic to make a good trooper team. Just a couple relic guys that hit hard, and you're off to the races. So I would really work with that Stark, get him up over 300 speed. I think there's a mix of mods between Thrawn and Bosk that'll get you over 300. And then I would put Shore Trooper and Snow Trooper in, because you've already got them built up well enough. And they don't even have to be that good. All they have to do is provide their passives so that your big boys can get around to their damage and do a lot of damage. Ideally, you want Shore Trooper and Range Trooper if you're going to have 2 weaker characters in your team, because their passives will really kickstart the rest of the team. And I noticed that you don't have range, so for right now you can use Shore and Snow, and just use their passives. If you take them to Gear 12, then it's okay to leave them there. You don't have to take them all the way to Relic Level 2 to make this a good team. And eventually you might want to. I'm just saying you don't have to. And that team will wreck a lot of teams that you come up against. It'll take care of Geos, Night Sisters, and if there's any kind of mediocre team there where you're going first and they've got a couple weak characters on the team, you just focus down those weak characters, get your turn meter back, start working your way through the bigger characters, and this team really, you're going to have all the building blocks there to go. You just need that Zeta on Veers. And I think that's an opportunity for you to do like today when you watch this video. And I know you're probably saving up Zeta materials for that Sith Eternal, but I think that should be your very next Zeta that you put in the account. For Dooku, I have this fun little team. Again, it's not a mystery. Everybody knows this. You build a team with Dooku, and you use his ability to put all your separatists under stealth, and he leaves tanks out of stealth. So you can do this trick where you put in Asajj Ventress and the zombie, and you can put in a couple other characters. You've got Django, you've got Grievous, and it looks like you're interested in working on both of those characters. So I put those 2 in here. So you make a fast Dooku, and he does the Makashi and puts everything under stealth except Night Sister Zombie. And as long as Asajj stays alive, Night Sister Zombie just keeps coming back over and over again. It doesn't matter if she has taunt on or anything, because everybody else is hidden under stealth. And if the opponent's not ready for that, or they didn't bring something in, they just have to sit there and kill the zombie over and over again 1,000 times, and it's super annoying. And if your Dooku is fast, he'll put everybody under stealth quickly, and then he'll take a couple turns, and by the time the other characters have come out of stealth, he'll put it back on them. So, and the good thing is, well, it's both good and bad. So Grievous won't trigger off of the zombie dying with his special ability, but he will if Asajj dies, and Asajj comes right back of course, from the ability on the zombie. You got to kill Asajj 3 times before she stays dead, and that can trigger Grievous a whole bunch. So this is the kind of team that you put on defense, and you just look to steal banners. And it's a back row kind of team where, you know, they've run out of their good teams, and then they come up against this and probably don't have anything left to take care of it. So it's just for stealing banners, and it's all characters that I think you want to work on. And if you bring these characters up over time, then the team gets better over time. But it's not anything you have to be in a rush to do. I mean, you can leave Dooku as the only good character, build up the Grievous a little bit, and again, it's a backline hold kind of team. Another team that you can build, you have to give up your Emperor Palpatine, but if you put him in the lead with Sidious, Maul, Marauder, and then you will have to build up your Scion, because Scion needs to be able to tank, and so he'll need to be at least brought up to Gear 12 and potentially Relic to go along with this team at some point. But again, you don't have to be in a hurry to do that. This is a defensive team, and you're gonna spend your Emperor Palpatine on defense. But what you have to do with these guys, you want to give them some health so that they're hard to kill, and then Palpatine's going to give them bonus health, and they're going to get all kinds of health steal from the abilities that these characters have anyway. And then you want to match up all their speeds real close to each other, so that once the first character goes, they're all going to go right in a row. Scion goes first, and he'll use the ability that dispels everybody's buffs and gives them pain. And then Sidious, Maul, and Emperor Palpatine, it doesn't matter exactly what order they go in, but you just want them to go and put debuffs all over the enemy team. So if they're playing like clones or Jedi Knight Revan or something like that, where they get tenacity up, Scion will strip that off. Everybody puts debuffs down, and then whatever Marauder does on his skill is going to kill somebody. Because with that many debuffs out on the field, it's a foregone conclusion that he's just going to take somebody out in one hit with that saber toss. So again, this is kind of a good use for a team like this. And because they're all putting up all those debuffs, especially on their first skill that they use, that's going to trigger all kinds of stuff off of Emperor Palpatine's lead to gain health if any of them have lost health. And once the opponents start either taking off the buffs or the buffs expire, that feeds a bunch of turn meter back to your team. So what this team is meant to do is just meant to make your opponent commit good resources. You know, if they want to beat this team with that many relics, they're going to have to bring in some pretty strong characters, or they have to lose a bunch of banners. So that's a team that you can make. And then the last team that I can think of for optimizing your Palpatine bloat is a Krennic team. And the Krennic lead is not bad. You put in that TIE pilot, you've already got him relic, you've got Tarkin, you've got Royal Guard. And then I would say for the 5th, you know, you could bring up that Death Trooper, and he can cross over into your Trooper squad sometimes if you need him to. But again, he doesn't have to be a character that you build up huge. The thing I like about Death Trooper is he has the permanent death. You know, the things killed by his execute skill can't come back can't be resurrected. So that's nice to have, and maybe you'll want to use him on offense sometimes if you see that the opponent's got a big Night Sister team or something. You can put him on the team for the troopers and counter the Night Sisters. Even better. Not a great team, but it is the bottom of the barrel, and it's the worst characters that you have to level up for the Emperor. So then, in general, with characters, work on your Watt. You got Watt. Maybe you just unlocked him, but man, as soon as I unlock Watt, I'm going to be going crazy trying to get him up at least a usable gear level. He doesn't have to be big to be good, as long as you get him up big enough and get that ability on him so that he actually gets a free turn right at the start. For example, put him with your Sith Eternal Emperor. He can take one free turn right there at the start. Put the tank tech on Sith Eternal Emperor, and then we don't care if he dies, he's done his job. So that's it. You've got the Ewoks. You've got a bunch of Ewoks that are on their way. So I think it wouldn't be that hard for you to finish out your Ewoks and get C-3PO for your Padme team. Your Jedi team is kind of a mess. I think Grandmaster Yoda, because you've already put the Zeta on his leadership, go ahead and put him in the lead. You've got Bastila, you've got Barriss already with the Zeta on her. I would develop Bindo for the Jedi team. He's good, and you're going to need him later anyway if you ever want Revan. And then I would build Shakti and put her in the Jedi team. And then, a couple months down the road or whatever, when she's big enough to lead the clone team, then, finish her out and start working on the clones. But she can go into the Jedi team while you're building her. And then I think, after you consolidate some of these teams and build some good stuff to kind of bridge the gap there in the middle, I think you have to go for another Galactic Legend at that point. And I think because your account is so focused on the dark side, and there's a lot of teams that you have that are pretty offensive with the Troopers and the Sith Eternal himself and a lot of stuff, I think the next Galactic Legend you should go for is Rey and build up the light side of your roster. And again, this is 6 months down the road or something when you're around 4 million galactic power. With the ships, I have to assume that you've got a Negotiator or a Malevolence coming. With the Relic Geos, I thought it might be Malevolence, but then I see that you've got the Jedi and you've got the Padme team, so I feel like maybe the Negotiator. So I don't know for sure which one you're building, but I assume one of those capital ships is going to be built and you'll make a fleet out of that, which still leaves you in need of at least something that you can throw up as a fourth fleet that's got a chance. And I think you can do that pretty simply. You've got the pilotless Y-Wing started. Work on that, finish that out. Work on your bigs and get that X-Wing going pretty good. And then you do have to put more work into Akbar. It's very important if you're going to have a decent Rebel team that you at least get Akbar to gear 12 so that he can get enough speed to be competitive in those fleets. So then I would actually leave the Falcon alone from now. You've got Chewbacca that you would have to develop. You've got Han Solo you'd have to develop. You still need bounty hunters. You still need bounty hunter ships. And I think it's okay. I think you could use, a different starting 3 for your Rebel ship and then use the Falcon as a reinforcement and go ahead and, it gives everybody foresight when it comes in as a reinforcement. So you can do that and put foresight all over your team and then still have the stuff on the Falcon that you want with the buff to spells and everything else. So I would say, build that Rebel team, but don't go crazy trying to build the Falcon. With mods, I do think you need to work overall on the speed of your roster. I would just farm speed mods and no other kind of mods, and I would really work hard to get those faster subs. And as far as the rest of it goes, having the right mods and the right characters with the right kind of stats, I feel like you're doing a great job. All the characters I looked at had mods that fit the character in the right way, and potency on Vader, and all the stuff that you need to keep your character successful. So from that point of view, keep doing what you're doing on your mods, just looking for some faster ones. So with the advice on trying to make use of the Sith Eternal bloat, we came up with a arena defense, grand arena defense that I call Iteria. And if you look at it, you've got the Geo team on defense, and honestly, that Geo team is scary. When you see a full Relic Geo team, that takes some kind of commitment to beat, and maybe even 2 teams to beat, and maybe the opponent can never get past it. But you just use all the rest of those Relic characters in teams that are somewhat suitable. Put Dooku up there, or put him in the back line. If you think they have something that can beat your Geos, you're going to want to put him in the back line and make them beat the other team up there with the Geos before they get to the Dooku team. But if you think that your Geos might hold, you could put Dooku up there so that they can't get any free banners. And then the Sith team with Emperor Palpatine and the Krennic team. And all of those they have to commit to, and they're probably not going to get high banner wins. So this is kind of like, I dare you, come fight me. And, take your 48 banners and be happy with it. if you can win. And then the Geo fleet on defense. I don't know if you've looked into this or not, but if you build up that Akbar, those Geo ships can be super effective under the home one lead, because the home one gets so many assists, and then the soldier assists when other Geos attack. They really go crazy under home one. So if you had 3 relic Geos with home one as the capital ship, I think you'd be surprised at how many holds that would get for you on defense. But it's another capital ship that you would have to build, so it's up to you whether or not you want to make that investment. In general, I appreciate your focus. I like that the characters that you've committed to, you've really committed to. But now it's time to build some depth and get a roster of characters. And, there's going to be some characters that you just got to leave them at gear 12, gear 11, and be happy with it. You don't have to take everything to relic level. So I think that's what you need now, is to kind of fill in the gap in the middle so that you have some other good characters for placement and cleanup. I see you got Nihilus in there. He's a character that, you can get him to gear 12, and he's got the execute ability. So if you need to clean up a Malak or something like that, you take a team in there and hide him behind a couple tanks until he can execute Malak. So there's some characters that you could build up. And then once you've got some depth in your roster, go for another galactic legend. And I think Rey. So we're getting toward the end of the video. But for everybody who likes my channel, I want to take this opportunity. I'm going to say the whole like the video and subscribe and join our Discord and all that stuff that I usually say. But hang around. Don't stop this video yet, because I'm going to play a special montage here at the end. And it's going to be a montage of all of the advice that I gave to Nox Eternal. And I'm going to set it to music, because the music is made by Nox Eternal. Thank you for being awesome, man. Sit back, relax, enjoy the little montage, check out this music, and I hope there's some people out there that like heavy metal as much as I do and can appreciate that this little tune is pretty rocking. Thank you all. See you in the next one.